outside Michigan right now. It's kind of bright, but we'll kick it off. We'll kick it off. All right, hello. This is Why Not. I'm here with my boy Jalen G today. Um, this is my podcast, radio show episode, whatever you want to call it, whatever I'm doing. Um, but I'm doing it. Today we got a young man from Buffalo, New York. Good friend of mine. Grew up with him. Knew him since I was a kid. He's 20 years old. Was just going to school for a little bit. Is taking some time off to make a little bit more cash. Go back, run track and field. But from what I know, he's a hardworking kid. He gets his stuff done, and he surrounds himself with great people to accomplish his goals. So that's why I wanted to get him on the podcast today, the show, just so he can spit some knowledge on how he chooses his friends, why he chooses them, what goes into his thinking while he does it, and how it has affected him negatively or positively. So we're really just talking about, why aren't we choosing good friends these days? Like, why not choose a good friend, I guess. But I'll let him talk, introduce himself. Hopefully you can hear him. If not, I'll make sure that I edit it or someone can help me out with that. If not, then I just got this recording and you can't hear Jalen's voice the entire time and none of this matters. So we're playing Russian roulette. So go ahead, Jalen. You can introduce yourself and just tell us a little bit about yourself, I guess.
Alright, so what's up? My name's Jalen. I'm from Buffalo, New York, 716. I'm 20 years old. Like Jimmy said, I was in college the past 2 years, but taking this semester off, saved up some cash, just to really chase after my track dreams and goals and aspirations with that. So I'm transferring out to a junior college and then hoping to go on to a bigger school and then accomplish my professional goals into track and field industry, whatever you want to call it. I've known Jimmy for a while. He used to, he still was like a big brother to me, but I used to really see him as a big brother influence to me. I was a little hurt, when he left. Not as hurt as I was when he traded Army for Cataract, but different story, different day. But so I'm excited. I'm excited to be on the show and be your first guest.
For sure, bro. I actually recorded an episode last night with my sister. And no, you're my first to air. You're my first to air because she was like, Jimmy, things got kind of heated about what we talked about. And I don't feel like, it didn't get heated, but I felt like she wasn't comfortable with me putting that up on my Instagram for like 2,000 people to see, or however many followers I had. She just was kind of nervous about it, which I don't blame her. Like, me and her kind of butted heads a little bit on there. So, not saying she got the best of me or I got the best of her in our arguments on the podcast we were trying to do. But I guess it'd be better if it was an episode where we both see eye to eye on something.
Yeah.
So, yeah. But no, this is the first one I'm doing, like, for sure. And it's going to go on my Instagram tonight. I'll probably post it while I'm delivering pizzas. So, no, we will hop straight into it because I know it's about to be 3. You got your crap at 4, right? 4:05, 4:10.
Yeah.
No. The first question I had on there for you was how are you choosing your friends these days? In 2021, it's pretty crazy. So everyone's really focused on their dreams and goals like you talked about. And how do you choose your friends while still being able to focus on like what you want to accomplish with track and school and other things? I'm trying to, you see me now, in your life, I guess. How do you choose friends while you're still trying to focus on yourself as well?
truthfully, I mean, a lot of it is like common ground. So I have friends who we both run track and stuff, or we'll work out together. But I also have friends where I'm with like every day. I talk to every day. But it's like a lot of my friends are goal oriented because I feel like if you're chasing goals and things that other people haven't accomplished or are trying to accomplish, you have to have friends who are also goal oriented because when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing, they'll be like kicking your ass, like, hey, pick it up, you know what I'm saying? You gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta do the work that you don't want to do. You gotta recover even though you don't want to. You gotta stay inside so you really want to go out and party. So
Mm.
that's how it goes a lot for me. It's a lot of like friends who are either goal oriented or we have stuff in common. And then I have a couple friends. They just been my friends. Like, I've known them since high school. It's just like a brotherhood. Really, it's like either I meet you recently and it's like you're more goal oriented. We can drive each other, or I've known you since high school. Even a lot of my friends in high school are like really goal oriented. They drive me to do better and excel in my life. So it's usually
Definitely,
goal oriented for me. Truthfully, I
definitely,
feel like when you're striving for something for yourself, you need people around you who are goal oriented who are gonna push themselves and push you. Because I don't want to see one of my friends doing something stupid and get in trouble, like say the law or something, because that reflects and looks bad on me. It's like you are who you're not with. So definitely having people who are working towards something for themselves and trying to help you get better too.
definitely, definitely. I guess one of the biggest excuses, I guess, I think I hear from a lot of young folk today, our age and younger, is like we didn't hang out with, well, at least myself, I didn't really hang out with many goal oriented people in high school and particularly middle school, high school, and that affected me. But I know that I want to hang out with more goal oriented people now that I've learned. You can't just hang out with people that you want to just buy a bunch of stuff with and do things with that isn't productive. Um, but now that I've figured that out, I don't really know where to find those goal oriented people. At least for me, right now, maybe I think I have some really good friends, but I'm still looking for friends that are goal oriented. So where would you say that you can meet those people? Um,
I mean, truthfully, for me, God, it's kind of hard to say. There's a lot of my friends in high school because like I wasn't like really out there a lot in high school. Like everybody, like people really knew who I was or anything. So it was like I had like a tight knit group of friends. So I always had like that group where I was like I knew what they were about and they knew what I was about. But as I got older, especially like now, I try to hang out with a lot of older kids. Like you, like how you start to reconnect and talk more. Like we kick game to each other. There's things I know. There's things you know, and we'll just like go back and forth, kicking game to each other. So
mm,
definitely, I feel like hanging out with a little bit of an older crowd, older than you, just like more mature and realize. Because once you get that like maturity point in life, you're like, oh shit, well, what did I do with the past like say 20, 25 years of my life where I just fucked around my whole life. Once you get to that age, you're like, you really know you have to like focus in. So I definitely try to hang out around older people just because it helps me better, and then they've been through stuff in life to where they can spit game to me so I can make sure those bad things they may went through, I can do the best to avoid those situations. So definitely older people and just paying attention on like people talk, how they act. And another thing I do is the type of music people listen to.
mm,
If I'm out with my friends, they only listen to a certain type of music or they talk about people a certain way. Like I know we're talking about like how some people describe females as how they describe females and stuff. That too is another thing for me. Like if it's like a ongoing thing, that's how you can like tell who's about what in life. So
yeah,
just little go to signs about people you learn from trying to read them. You pick up on it pretty well.
yeah, I get, yeah, those are great things. You sound well above your age. But I guess one thing that kids run into and is a stigma with all of us in Gen Z is, that's lame. Like you're hanging out with, dude that's been out of college for a while, or has a couple kids, had them early, but like has his head on straight. Like you're hanging out with him because he's got the right morals, ethics, and values or whatever that you're searching for in a friend, but like it might be lame. It's as a 23-year-old, like I don't really see myself hanging out with like someone who's 35, you
Right.
know, 32 years old, because we might not have much in common because of our age. But I guess it's just a barrier that not I haven't put up, but I guess my habits have put up. because I don't do many things that a 32, 34-year-old dude is doing every day. So I can't really relate. Um, but yeah, is that something that you've ever struggled with, hanging out with older people? Is that something you've ever struggled with?
I mean, I feel like in the past, most definitely, but as I've gotten older and like in the past year, just like grown more, matured more as a person. One of my good friends, I was actually just texting him earlier. I'll be with him tomorrow. He's 27 years old. I see him as like an older brother. I'm not gonna say like a father figure or a role model, like an older brother. Like if I ever need advice on like something, I'll talk to him and we'll just like talk about like any open topic. And he's also like a track athlete, so that's because that's kind of how we met. But then we started hanging out. We were talking, and he's just like throwing these questions at me, and I'm like answering them, and we're like answering the question like the exact same. I'm like, we're the same person, kind of like. And one of the questions was like waffles or pancakes. I was like pancakes. Or did I say waffles? It made I think it was pancakes. I don't even remember. It was like the summer, but yeah, no, it's just like certain things to like test the person, just to like see like you learn about the personality just by asking like simple questions. You can like kind of telling how people talk about themselves too. So I mean, not really. I mean, we both have older siblings too, so I feel like that never really bugged me hanging around older people just because I grew up with a sister that was 9 years older than me. I'm not sure how much older your joint faith, right? How much older they are than you, but that's something
Yeah.
that really never bugged me, truthfully.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, my oldest sister is 33, 34. I should know her age. I really should know her age, but she's in
I
her,
don't know my older sister's age. She goes
early 30s. Like, and it's hard to get criticism from her. It really is, because I know she's smarter than me. I know she's lived longer, and she was really a motherly figure in our life. So that really added on to me rebelling against her all the time, because I felt like, yo, you're not mom,
Right.
da 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 da. But yeah, listening to her, I think she's allowed me to seek and choose the right friends, because I want some of them to have the morals, ethics, and values as my family, like my sisters, stuff like that. So it's really beneficial. It's really beneficial. Um, I guess the last question I'll ask before we hop off is you know what's the hardest thing you've been through in a friendship that you really had to sit down and reassess and figure out whether or not that friendship be in your life? Because I feel like we've all been there before, and it's easier said than done to choose our good friends, like ride or dies, 4 or 5 year old friends, 6 year old friends. That's a long time. So have you ever ran into a time where you sat down and was like, I've been friends with this person for 7 years, but shit, like it's going to shit, and I need to make a decision. Like, have you ever?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It actually happened. I know we were talking not so long ago. It's not happened recently, but for like a longer friendship, most definitely. Some people I was friends with for a pretty long time. Like I'd say probably most of my childhood up until like I was around 19, 19 and a half. So you know how, because I'm out in Buffalo, you know how the Bills fans are, the Bills lose and everything, how they're completely ruthless.
Mm-hmm.
So it was after the Bills game, and like me and my friends having like opposing political views, that doesn't bother me because it's like you believe what you believe and I believe what I believe. But when then like remarks that like you listen to, you're like that kind of seems like a little like racial, like those type of remarks that you can't say that to me, expect me to be friends with you. So it was after the Bills had lost, and I was having my fun because I'm a Cowboys fan, posting on my Snap story about the Bills losing, just trying to make some Bills fans angry. My friend, they started making some like pretty like racial remarks about first like politics came up. I don't even know why politics came up after a football game.
Wow.
But they started making some like pretty racial remarks. And I was like, you guys are that mad over football. You try to make racial remarks and then jokes towards me. So after that, I really contemplated that for like a day or two. I just really sat down and thought about it. And I was like, I can't have kids like getting that mad over a football game where you have no physical or emotional ties to the team other than the fact that they're in Buffalo, like, and you're gonna snap like that and say some racist stuff like that over a football game. So most definitely stuff like that or if I'm ever out in a situation out, with my friends, and then I'll tell my friends if we get into a fight, like something comes down to like fighting. I don't want to fight, but if somebody comes on to us wrong, then they put their hands on us first. I'll defend myself. But if you start a fight, that is another thing. I've had situations like that happen in the past, where it's just like, bro, I can't be friends with you. You're putting me in these situations where then I gotta fight. Then I'm not like 17, 16 years old anymore. Where a fight doesn't matter. 19, 20 years old. So you get in a fight now. One thing goes wrong, you can be in prison for like 2 to 7 years, even more. So it's
Yeah.
stuff like that. Friends who snap easily and put you in bad situations. I've definitely had a lot of those situations, even with my short-term and long-term friends. So just be on an eye out for that, because that
Yeah,
was essential
that's
to ruin your life.
it will. That's really eye opening. Um, the last thing I'll really say is after you saying that, it makes me realize that I've chosen a lot of friends because we get high off adrenaline. Like we're just adrenaline junkies, you know? Like adrenaline junkie friends, like you go places, you do shit you're not supposed to do, get away with it, like you fuck up a car, like you just do dumb shit and
Yep.
it's fun and you just can't believe that person's doing it with you because like this is not what y'all are supposed to be doing. And I think I've just loved that shit for so long. I just it makes me feel so free when it really can take away your freedom, doing shit like that. So um nah, I definitely agree with you. You know, damn, we're really onto something, bro. Like, you
Yeah.
know, you know. How long has it been though? I haven't been recording. I would go look up at the camera to see how long it's been, but
Probably like 10 minutes.
okay.
Maybe 20.
Yeah.
10 to 20, I'd say.
All right. Well, you tell me what you think about. You know what? I'll stop. Cause.
Oh no, we can keep going. I got an hour. We can keep going. Hey, but I got time.
Yeah, I just have a lot of friends that sometimes don't listen to me, and then they do, and that kind of frustrates me sometimes because I feel like they're not taking me serious, and then other times they are, and it creates confusion.
It's like if you guys were going to do something stupid, do they do it like to get like a response? So like if you're trying to tell them something because you know how it's gonna go because maybe you've been in that situation before, it's like you're calm and like you're thinking like realistically like from your instincts you like know like something bad's gonna happen, or are they think from like an emotional this is gonna be funny, this and again adrenaline rush type of deal? Because friends who I feel like people who think from their emotions are bound to do something more stupid than a person who's thinking with like a clear mind. Because once your emotions take over, you're blind to everything that's really going on around you in reality. Because emotions will just lead you down a dark, dark path, in my opinion.
Big time. Big time.
Especially
Yeah.
if you're thinking clear and then your friends aren't listening to you, then it's like, what am I? You might as well just be quiet and let them do what they're gonna do, truthfully. Because if you can tell them with a clear mind what's gonna happen, because you can foresee it happening, and they still don't listen, then it's like, all right, just go ahead and do what you gotta do. I'll just leave truthfully.
Yeah, that's the truth, bro. And like, I guess one of the biggest things I struggle with is like just listening to emotional music with emotional people
Can't do that.
in emotional situations. It's a death trap, bro.
Man, I'm telling you,
And
classical music's the way to go. I'm telling you, bro.
you say classical music?
I'm telling you, if I feel like something bad's gonna happen, I may not have music on, but like all this happened in my head. Because I have a whole classical playlist, and it's really for sports. Because I don't like to get too like jumped up before like a race, because I know that does nothing besides make me mess up like in my race. Because I'm not gonna be focused on what I need to do. Classical music or just like humming something that's like slow and melodic that you know by heart. Like I know one of Beethoven's symphonies, I can hum the whole song in my head without even having to hear it, but that like helps me focus. So if something bad's gonna happen, I feel it. Or I feel like my friends, I need to like say something, but I need to like be clear minded. I'll hum that, and I'll be straight. Because that emotional music, because it's just gonna either get you hyped up here and do something like reckless. And whenever you're hyped up, do something reckless, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Or you're gonna be like all sad, and then you're gonna do something stupid or to get empathy from somebody. So
Yeah, my whole life I've hummed and whistled music to make sure that I stay pissed off or to make sure that I stay calm. Like,
yeah.
it's a habit I have. It's maybe not a good habit because you get in a bad mood and you just keep singing some NBA YoungBoy song in your head. You know, you like, fuck this bitch, man. Fuck this nigga. Hey, you just listen to NBA YoungBoy all day, never broke again. You in the gym. You in the gym just repping weights. But I do that sometimes, so
You're a menace. You're a menace.
I am, bro, that 38 tape. That 38 tape you dropped. But nah, that's definitely a habit I should correct because you know, there's nothing wrong with, you know, humming or whistling some classical music or something that'll calm you down. I know that, you know, being diagnosed with bipolar disorder, this like last summer was tough, and like having episodes and shit like that sometimes where like I have manic episodes where, you know, I'm not on my meds and when I should be fucking up. One of the biggest things I did, if you've never, have you seen the movie Slumdog Millionaire?
I don't think so. No, probably not.
Slumdog Millionaire is a movie based in India. I hope. I'm pretty sure it's based in India, and it's about this dude who goes on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. You seen that game show?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he goes on there and he knows all the answers, and they like electrocute him in the back room for knowing all the answers, and he eventually almost dies, but this girl saves him. And there's this song in the movie, and he's looking at her from a balcony because he's pretending to be like this busboy for this mafia boss, and she is pretending to be his maid so she can sneak in and see the main character in the scene. And he's looking at her from like the balcony, and she's pulling up in this Benz, and like this song is playing. It's like da 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 da, and it's like he's looking at her, she's looking at him, and they're like, "We're gonna make it out. You know, this is tough right now, but like both of us are gonna make it out." It's a good movie, but they play that's like the theme song for them like getting together the entire movie. Like whenever they meet up, they play this song. That's real sweet. So during my manic episodes, sometimes when I had them, um, I would hum that song in the back of my head, and I'd become really calm, like really really calm. So I think that when I'm under a lot of pressure, I use music and humming and singing and whistling, you know, to my best abilities, and like I take advantage of them to lighten my mood, but I also take advantage of it and abuse it by like feeling my fire when I'm mad about something and I want to listen to some music about, you know, fucking somebody over or getting fucked over and how I feel about it. Which there's no problem. There's no problem with that, I guess, but it's really like the intake, how much you consume of that, I guess. So like that's really what I'm working on, my consumption of the right type of music, I guess, you know, and like why not listen to Christian rap all the time and just be prayed up? Like that's how I kind of feel. Like that's a big question I'm asking myself. Like why aren't I in, you know, Lecrae's albums and a lot of these rappers and music artists that are making good music for us to listen to? So no, I think you taught me a lot, bro. You've opened my third eye, Jalen. You have done it, bro. You've done it right on the fucking show, dude. And we swear a lot, but it's only because we're passionate, man. Like,
Yeah, sir.
that's wild. Like, there's no way a 20-year-old should be teaching me things on a podcast. Ain't no way.
You was teaching me the game back when we was little, so I owe you.
What'd you say?
I said you was teaching me the game back when we was little, so I owe you.
Yeah, that's true. That is true, man. What do you got going on for the rest of the day, though?
Got training at like 4:30. Probably about to go see some old friends who are back in town later, and then I just gotta do some little stuff to get ready for school in January later on tonight, and then probably help cook, get ready for tomorrow.
Yeah.
Nothing crazy. What about you, my boy?
Check out. I got work at 5. Then I'm gonna kick out to the club with some friends. They're good friends. What'd you say?
I certainly, they got the club open tonight. I certainly want to go, but I know I can't because I got to wake up tomorrow and run. I want to go, but I know I can't.
You more focused than me, my boy.
Let me tell you. If my practice was to get moved an hour later, I would definitely be out. I would definitely be outside tonight. Oh, definitely be outside tonight.
Bro, everybody's lonely tonight, man. You know, everybody lonely tonight, Jalen. Yeah, bro. Yo, do you listen to Bodega Boys?
Bodega Boys?
Podcast. Jesus and Mero.
Nah. Only podcast I ever listened to is I Am Athlete, Brandon Marshall's podcast. That's truthfully it.
All right. Tell them, before you get off, tell them all about Brandon Marshall podcast, Jalen. Because I wanted to give like a recommendation.
Brandon Marshall's podcast, I know it's called I Am Athlete. It's really like, it's athletes like Chad Ochocinco's on there, and he's funny as he's a funny guy. Yeah, but really that podcast, I feel like everybody should take a listen to it, especially if you're an athlete or a young black man or woman, because it's really that podcast. Not to say like that podcast like helped me grow, because I feel like a lot of life experiences and just the people I'm around have helped me grow in life. But it helped me get to a better point in my life, especially hearing from a guy like Brandon Marshall and all he's went through throughout his NFL career. Not that I'm a football player or anything, but sports, you go through similar things. You go through mental battles in sports. You go through physical battles in sports. You just learn from them in their podcasts and all that they speak about. They talk about topics such like this as picking your friends and stuff like that. They talk about drug and alcohol abuse. They talk about many different things and different aspects of life that a young man or a woman may have to go through. Because, say, for example, I'm 20 years old. You're, 23, 24? You're 23, right?
23.
Yeah. We still got a whole lot of life to live, so we don't know what's going to hit us. So just being prepared and hearing from people's experiences who have been to the tops of the social and athletic spectrum, if you want to call it, and the stuff they had to go through, that people that would say like real life people like us, or if you want to call us real life people, we're all real people, could have to go through on a daily basis, that they still go through and how they combated it. I feel like just hearing from them, it just helps you that much more, because we could hear the same stuff from our parents, but we're not going to listen. But you hear from somebody you look up to, then you're going to listen. So this definitely, their podcast is definitely a real good one, because they talk about some real stuff on there, some real life stuff. They talk from politics to sports to mental health, mental awareness, like I said, drug and alcohol abuse, all that. They cover everything on there.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, Brandon Marshall was always a marketable athlete. I felt like on and off the field. Very smart dude. I forget what university he went to. Do you remember?
Yeah, Central Florida, UCF.
UCF, man. Yeah, see. I mean, that's a good school. That's a good school, bro. They're in a good conference, too. They've had some good quarterbacks.
They got Chad Ochocinco on there crying. Like, who makes Ocho cry? Ocho's on there.
He cried on his show?
Yeah, they got him on there crying, like, just getting emotional. It's just like, people, you just, like, see, like, I feel like that's a problem with, like, men, is we feel like we can't be emotionally vulnerable.
Yeah.
And that will cause some of us, like, hold things up, let it tense up, and, like, bite us in the ass eventually one day. You're not going to be able to control it. But at the same time, it's like, you see a guy, I remember when I was a kid, Ochocinco and Brandon Marshall, remember guys I thought would never see cry. Especially Ocho. Like, his whole, not to say you, but his personality that he put on the field, you just never expected to see him cry, but
no,
it's just real. Like, I Am Athlete is, like, real. I feel like there's not too much real left in this world, but that show is real. It's not no acting, it's real.
Damn. Yeah, that shit comes a dime a dozen, bro. Or it doesn't come at all.
Yeah.
Well, it doesn't come a dime a dozen. That shit is rare. That's rare that athletes are that open about their careers and stuff like that, you know? Because they go through a lot of bullshit. But shit, bro, I really appreciate you hopping on. You know, letting me take some time out of your day. I'm sure that they'll like it. I made sure the Mac was up all the way so the phone could hear you. It's literally, what, 5 yards away. If this iPhone 12, whatever these things are, gadget doesn't pick that sound up, I'm going to throw it out the window. Get another one. No, I'll just probably try to have someone like up your voice on it, pay them or however to enhance the video. But I'm sure it picked you up. But I'll probably post it at like 9, and you know, put it up there and see what people think, man. But I'm really happy I got to bring you on. I wanted to show people that I respect younger folk, even if they're 3 years younger than me. Doesn't really matter, you know. You should always be gaining knowledge not only from your mentors but your mentees, people that look up to you. You should be gaining knowledge from them, because you check me on a lot of my shit sometimes, and it's good.
Yeah, sometimes you listen, sometimes you don't.
Yeah, and then I learn when I don't. So I really appreciate it, bro, and it's really nice rekindling this relationship and friendship and really family brotherly love we have for each other, bro. Again, because it's been a long time. I haven't been to Buffalo in years, and
yeah, you gotta come back out, my boy. I don't know about Michigan, but Buffalo, you gotta come back out.
Yeah, I do. I just feel like
wearing that damn shirt. Damn.
I know. I left the part of me in Buffalo, and I have to go get it back, man. I really do. Like, I really feel like that those were some of my best years of life. Even though I was some young kid, I just learned a lot out there. There were a lot of we had a lot of neighbors that had a lot of sons that I could learn about how to become a dude with, like, other than my dad. Like you and the Rapinis and Mark Ayala, like all the dudes we used to kick it with in the neighborhood.
I seen Mr. Rapini actually.
No way.
Yeah, I seen me at an matte black Ranger. I was like, damn. I seen him yesterday. He ain't recognized me though. I seen him. I was like, there ain't no way. Yeah, nah.
Wow. Yeah, they always had the cars, bro. They always had the cars. All right, well, I'll let you get off. Here, man. We'll wrap up. We'll end it in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Cut. That is it, bro. That's it, Jalen.
That was easier than I thought.
Mad easy, man. Mad easy. All you need